Dave, well, the temperature's starting to bite, so I guess they're going to be wanting to keep moving this morning. What's in store?
Bright morning as it normally is on a Friday. Most of the work's done through the week in terms of how we plan the session. So this morning, hopefully, will be bright, lively, and the shortest day of the week, as we say. I'm
hearing a lot about these Terror Tuesdays. What can you tell us about them? What goes on at the training ground on a Tuesday?
Who's named it that? That's no. Listen, the way we plan the week, and I suppose through the course of a week, Monday will be almost an extended recovery and a little bit of top up for the lads who hadn't played on the Saturday. Tuesday then becomes an extensive session, so the hardest day of the week in terms of big areas. We try and get our high intensity running, our sprint work done in that, so probably the longest session. Wednesday's normally a day off. Thursday but then becomes more of an intensive session, so still work rate high but smaller areas, probably accels, decels and sprints a little bit more than what Tuesday will be, and then Friday's your typical game prep, and I suppose the makeup of those sessions come dependent on what we need to work on. So if we're looking at our attacking play, then I suppose on a Tuesday you'll have some counter-attacking stuff, some 3v2s, some crossing and finishing, some passing drills, all football related. But I say the Tuesday tends to be the tougher one, and something we've tried to introduce to try and get us to closer to where I want us to be of a weekend and of a Saturday. And ultimately, all the things we do during the week is about that translating onto what we see, hopefully to give us the best chance of getting results of a weekend.
And I guess, like we've spoken about before, given the fact there's no midweek games now for the moment, it's Saturday, it gives you the chance to have that real weekly plan.
Yeah, you are more organised in terms of, I suppose there'll be a little bit of change around. We'll plan the week at the start of the week. Now, some of that will be dependent on watching our opposition and seeing what they do, and things potentially from our perspective that maybe haven't gone well on the previous Saturday. So we'll look at, like I say, the opposition for the following week over the weekend. Plan what we need to do on a Monday. Mondays really take care of themselves, and then the rest of the week's planned that around that. But it does give us time to, like I say, to work on both aspects, really, to embed the principles we want to get across, to work at them and improve on doing them, and ultimately, hopefully, make us totally prepared as to what we're asking them to do the following weekend.
And back at home this weekend, after what many have said is one of our best performances of the season last time out at the Vic against Stockport, how important is it to build on that again on Saturday?
Yeah, it's massively important. Like I said, that was a good performance, a great atmosphere, a great result for us, and that's what we've got to make sure we try and get into a run. I've said about our home form, our away form, they've both got to be good if you're going to be up there challenging. I think sort of history would show that if you're going to be a successful team, your home record's going to be massively important. I think we have a distinct advantage in the fact we've got an amazing following or amazing crowd that turn up and support us, and we've got to make sure we use them to our advantage and not to our detriment. We did that, and the atmosphere last time out against Stockport was fantastic. Hopefully we can, and I think it's important to stress that we've got to be the forefront of that in terms of the players that are out there on the pitch, and be on the front foot and be positive in what we do and get them involved in the game, and hopefully give them something to cheer about as we did last time, and we can get over the little bit of frustration, disappointment we had from an away game last week and put it right tomorrow.
I guess there might be a bit of a feeling of expectancy with the fans turning up tomorrow, given what happened against Stockport, but is it going to be an afternoon where patience might be a virtue, because Aldershot hard to beat at the moment? It
might be. I think we listen. I want there to be an expectancy. I'm expecting. I want us to be a team that I suppose certainly at home is feared, but I think what will hopefully potentially happen is that teams ultimately come to us and be a little bit wary of where we're at, and that all of a sudden for me has to be a positive, because people are then respecting that we are a threat at home, and we are a good side, and it is a difficult place to come. We want to make it a difficult place to come. there then will become different challenges. So we had it again in different circumstances. I know when Eastleigh came, they were struggling for a side, but they came and sat in. You saw Dagenham come and sat in, and teams ultimately will make it difficult for you. We've then got to, I suppose, evolve as a team and do what is required to get the result. In order to do that, you've got to put teams on the back foot. First goal becomes pivotal at times, and we give opposition teams no encouragement. I think once we get to that point, it'll show that we're moving forward, and like I say, we've seen signs of that already.
At least one change you'll have to make to your lineup tomorrow, but options there to come in place of Gavin Houlihan, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. As I've said previously, really, with if one door closes on one player, then another one opens, and whether that be through injury, suspension, performance, whatever it might be, someone else will get an opportunity. And like I say, they're all wanting opportunities. That's the big positive for me. Is there's now people looking over their shoulder a little bit, and knowing that they've got to perform in order to keep the place. We want to make the squad as competitive as we can, and the players, in fairness, have been terrific and bought into what we've asked them to do. And like you say, someone will get an opportunity tomorrow, and I hope more than anything that it comes around and they go and grab it with both hands.